Breaker box, power off. Next, you're going to remove the front panel of the old thermostat. There's some screws back there, you got to take them off, but first we're going to turn it on and off to make sure that that power is actually off. Insert quick screw joke here. Then you're going to slowly pull it away from the wall, exposing these wires. Let's double check that voltage. We're in the good. Now we're gonna pull out the wire nuts, get everything out and organized and ready to work with. Some of these were crammed in and quite a pain in the ass to remove. But don't give up. Just keep pulling on them wires. What could happen? Alright, got them. Luckily, this King brand thermostat has a wiring diagram on the back. Just in case you forget, line goes to red. I'm going to point at those right now. And then we can see that the black wires go to the load. Pointing to those now. Those go to the heater. This is the ground wire. It's not used by the MysaV system, so I'm going to unscrew this wire nut. I'm going to disconnect the ground from the old thermostat, and then I'm going to put the wire nut back on the old ground, and then put those in the back of the junction box. Yeah, so we'll save those for later. Hope my house doesn't burn down. Now let's proceed with removing the wire nuts from the other wire pairs. Now the electrician who installed this happened to have gorilla hands. This is going to take me a while. Once again, it's a good time to remember that projects that you give up on will never be finished. So just keep on struggling, you know, get distracted by other wires over here, and then get right back to that tough cookie that is the wire nut. I'm going to get it. There we go. Alright. Now this is the thermostat that we're going to be installing. It's the MysaV2. You take off this little screw at the bottom of the front plate, and the front plate just pops off. In the back we've got 3 wires coming out. We got an L1, L2, and a load. Now we got the line, the neutral, and load. So that middle wire is going to be shared. That neutral going to go both to line and to load. That way when it connects its relay, it'll push power, I guess, and pull power. You know, it's AC. So I'm gonna stare at some wires for a second. I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Nope, still don't know. Alright, I guess I'm trying to figure out what the load line is. So we need to get those close together. And once we get them close enough to fit a wire nut on, we're just gonna wire those all together. Yeah, I'm reusing the bigger wire nuts that were already installed. They seem to work fine. For some of the other wires that don't have as many to connect, I will use the small ones that came in the package. Now we got that neutral hooking up. So these two are going to provide power to the thermostat itself, and the middle wire, that red one, is actually going to be shared to the thermostat. And hey, this is what comes in the package. Yeah, so these are the smaller ones. whatever works for you. I thought I'd maybe save those bigger wire nuts for a different project, so they're in my spare parts bin. Alright, getting that neutral wired up again. And it's a lot of wires. Let's use a big wire nut. And I guess we're just gonna slowly jam stuff back in there. I guess I could have trimmed all the wires and made it fit perfectly so I don't have to cram as much stuff back there. But I am not a professional electrician. So quickly screw the back plate on. And I'm not screwing it on all the way, I'm just getting it attached to the wall so it doesn't flop out, wires don't go flying anywhere, I don't lose an eye. So now that it's semi-tightened, you can work on adjusting the level of it. So then you can fit the front plate back on, pull it off. One cool thing I noticed on the back of it, we have an ESP32WROOM32D. Nice! So that's a pretty common microcontroller. It's got wireless connectivity. And oh yeah, that's satisfying. So I've now powered the wall back on at my circuit breaker, and I'm going to speed up to show you how fast this setup goes after you've got everything installed. All the setup is done on the app, and it's going to take a few minutes. We've got the initial temperature showing in Celsius, 19 degrees, not as cold as you might think, my American friends. Hey, setup's complete like 3 minutes later, 4 minutes later, cool animation. Yeah, maybe 5 minutes later. It's got to update the firmware. Updating firmware makes it happy. Now you can see these numbers don't match. Oh well, we'll update it, get a check mark, and old thermostat, goodbye.